Not every smiling face is genuine. Some people enter your life only to destroy it. Shine your eyes, pray, and never ignore the red flags. Betrayal may come from the one you trust most. This is the story of Amaka. Act 1. The Lonely Queen. Amaka sat alone in her office, the large glass window overlooking the busy street of Lagos. Her company, Amaka Holdings, was the fruit of her sweat and countless sleepless nights. She had built it from scratch. At 40, she was a respected businesswoman, admired by many, envied by others. But behind the glossy smile and expensive clothes, Amaka carried a heavy body, loneliness. Her phone buzzed. It was her mother. Mama, Amaka, my daughter, when will you bring a man home? All your mates have children in secondary school. Do you want me to die without carrying my grandchildren? Amaka replied, Mama, please not today. I'm at work. Mama, work. Is it work you will marry? Is it work that will warm your bed? Amaka sighed. She had heard this speech too many times. Friends had mocked her. Neighbors whispered behind her back. Men came left and right, some afraid of her success, others only after her money. She had loved deeply but suffered breakups that left scars in her heart. The truth was bitter. She was growing older and the pressure was mounting. Act 2. The Charming Stranger. It was during one of her company's charity events that she met Chike, a handsome young man in his early 30s. He was polite, funny, and full of admiration for her. Chike, Madam Amaka, I have always respected women like you. Strong, beautiful, independent. I can only imagine the battles you have fought to reach this level. Amaka smiled shyly. Thank you, but don't call me madam, just Amaka. Chike was different, or so she thought. He listened to her, encouraged her, made her laugh like a schoolgirl. He didn't seem intimidated by her success. Her friends warned her, friend Ikechi, Amaka, shine your eyes so that boy is too young. He may be after your money. Amaka replied, not everyone is like that, Nkechi. Maybe this is the one. Blinded by hope and the fear of growing old alone, Amaka embraced Chike's love. Within a year, they were married in a lavish wedding. The pictures flooded social media. Power couple, the headlines called them. Soon, she gave birth to a beautiful baby girl, and for the first time in a long while, Amaka felt complete. But beneath Chike's mouth was a dangerous plan. Act 3. Cracks in the Paradise. Life moved on. Amaka provided for the family. She paid the house rent, funded Chike's business ideas, and ensured her daughter never lacked anything. Chike played the role of a loving husband, but his true nature slowly began to show. When Amaka got pregnant with a second child, Chike's reaction shocked her. Chike, Stanley, Amaka, we can't keep this baby. Amaka, confused, what do you mean? Why not? This is our child. Chike, the timing is wrong. My business is just picking up. Another child will be too much burden. Amaka couldn't believe it. She tried to argue, but Chike kept pressuring her day and night. He painted pictures of her financial struggles, of stress, of how her career would suffer. Finally, worn out and reluctantly, she agreed. At the hospital, the doctor, who was Chike's old acquaintance, assured her everything would be fine. She thought it was just a simple abortion. Chike told her he was traveling to Abuja for a contract. She trusted him, but that decision would destroy her life forever. Act 4. The Day of Betrayal. Weeks later, while driving home, Amaka spotted Chike's car parked by a restaurant. Curiosity led her closer, and what she saw shattered her heart. Chike sat inside the car with a woman, his old university classmate, laughing and touching as if they were lovers. The next day, while taking their child to school, Amaka confronted him right there. Amaka shaking with rage. Chike, after everything I have done for you, this is what you give me? Chike smacking. Amaka, calm down, don't embarrass yourself. Amaka, so I am the fool, the woman funding your life while you chase your cheap university flings? They argued bitterly inside the car. In a anger, Amaka lost control of the steering. The car swerved, crashed, and everything went dark. When she opened her eyes, she was in the hospital bed. But nothing could prepare her for the doctor's words. I'm sorry, we did our best, but we lost. Amaka shouted, you mean my child is dead? Doctor said yes, and there is something else. During the process of your treatment, we ran a scan and discovered that your womb has already been removed. Amaka, no, that is not possible. She screamed. Doctor replied, have you undergone any surgery recently before this accident? At that moment, Amaka remembered the abortion she had been persuaded into. It hit her like a thunder. That was when her womb had been removed. The realization sank in and Amaka broke down, wailing uncontrollably. Act 5. The Fall. Her world collapsed. She demanded to see Chike, but he was gone. Nurse told Amaka, your husband left shortly after you were stabilized. We haven't seen him since. Dragging herself from the hospital against medical advice, Amaka returned home only to meet another outbreak. The safe in her bedroom had been broken into. Important company documents, land titles, and international contracts all gone. When she checked her bank account, the balance read almost zero. Amaka collapsed on the floor, screaming. The man she trusted had stripped her of everything. Days later, she spotted him again, this time openly with his university mistress. Rage consumed her. She confronted him on the street, shouting and crying. He tried to walk away. In her uncontrollable anger, she jumped into her car, accelerated, and rammed into him. Chike fell to the ground, blood streaming from his head. People screamed. Police arrived. At the hospital, Chike slipped into a coma. Amaka was arrested and charged with attempted murder. The prosecutor told her coldly, if he dies, madam, we will charge you with first-degree murder. Her family begged and prayed. Meanwhile, Chike's sister demanded 10 million for surgery. Amaka, desperate to save herself and still foolishly tied to him, sold her last treasury bill and borrowed from relatives. The money was sent through Chike's sister. But 1 week later, the news arrived. Chike was dead. Amaka fainted. When she woke up, she was in prison clothes. At 6, they lost years. The trial was swift and merciless. A lawyer argued for leniency, but the evidence was damning. She had hit her husband with her car. Chike's family painted her as a bitter, wicked woman who destroyed a loving man. The judge, gavel fell, judged 10 years imprisonment. The world that was once celebrated Amaka's success now mocked her downfall. Praising was hell. The once powerful businesswoman scrubbed toilets, carried buckets of water, and slept on a tin mat. The years crawled like snails. At night, she cried silently. She replayed every memory, every warning her friends gave, every red flag she ignored. 10 years passed. By the time Amaka stepped out of the prison gates, her once radiant face was lined with wrinkles. Her hair, once jet black, was streaked with gray. She returned to her family house, broken, penniless and hopeless. Act 7. The shocking comeback. Our sisters tried to cheer her up. Sister Amaka, you need a break. Staying here and thinking too much will kill you. Let's take you to a beach resort just for fresh air. Reluctantly, Amaka agreed. At the resort, she was sipping a cold drink when she froze. A man walked past, tall, familiar. Her heart skipped. She looked again. It was Chike, alive, breathing, smiling, holding the hand of another woman. Beside them, two children laughed and played. Amaka's hand trembled. She could barely breathe. Her sisters noticed her shock. Amaka whispering, "That's him, my husband." The man they said was dead. Her sisters gasped. The truth slapped her harder than prison ever did. Chike had faked his death. The surgery money she paid had been part of his plan. He had married his mistress and built a new life with her money. Amaka's chest tightened with rage. 10 years of her life wasted for nothing. That night, she could not sleep. The fire of revenge burned in her veins. Act 8. The Revenge Plot. Amaka began to investigate quietly. She followed them from a distance, discovered their home, their routines, their lifestyle. Chike was living large, luxury cars, big mansion, successful company, all financed by the wealth he stole from her. Her decision was made. She would destroy him the way he destroyed her. She started by befriending his children secretly. With gifts, smiles, and sweet words, she lured them closer. One afternoon, when they trusted her enough, she kidnapped them. While Chike and his new wife realized the children were gone, their world shattered. That night, Amaka called. Amaka, cold voice, if you ever want to see your children again, you will return every kobo you stole from me, every money, every property, every document, every company share, every bank transfer. If not, you will bury your children. Chike panicked. His new wife cried uncontrollably. Wife, please, my husband, do as she says. Let's not lose our children. Under pressure, Chike agreed. He signed over the documents, transferred money, and surrendered assets, everything he had built on her blood and sweat. Amaka secretly recorded every transaction, every word. Once she had secured her revenge, she released the children unarmed. Minutes later, police sirens wailed. Officers stormed Chike's house and arrested both him and his wife. Act 9. Climax and Epilogue. In court, the evidence Amaka presented was overwhelming. Recordings of Chike admitting to the stolen wealth, proof of the fraudulent death, and documents showing a womb had been removed without consent. The tables turned. The same justice system that condemned Amaka now exposed Chike's deceit. The judge's voice echoed, "Judge, this man and his accomplice orchestrated a wicked plan to destroy an innocent woman. They will face the full wrath of the law." Amaka walked out of the court, not as a victim, but as a survivor. Her name was cleared, her wealth restored, and Chike's lies destroyed. But deep inside, she knew no money could return her lost womb, her wasted years, or the scars on her heart. Standing at the beach where she had first seen him again, Amaka whispered, "Amaka, Chike, you ruined me, but you did not break me. I will rise again." The waves roared, carrying her words into the horizon.